Okay, this is nothing new really for me. It goes way back, and the concept is just the contrast stitching, which originated in the question of, is it necessary to match the thread when you're doing a patchwork? So it's really the paperless piecing method, but using, in this case, the highest contrast I could think, which is the black and white. And I've looked at this so many times. I think what I really like is how it accentuates the seam. More than being a departure from a traditional method, it creates this line, which, well, it makes the piecing more apparent, more clear. And when I look closer at it, I like a lot more things about it. I really love what happens in the corners here, especially when I'm not too careful. Being not too careful is something that I've always experimented with, because in the end, the real thing here is to use what you have and make it hold together and make it functional in some way. And that's true even if you're making a design. So I like the play here, and I like perhaps the potential in that, maybe taking it further and experimenting with how many strands I use, varying the color. And today I thought also, I do love the back, but I'm thinking perhaps, what if I just treat the front as the back and, kind of piece them this way? In this way I could get that sort of overcast effect on the front, or on the right side, or the traditional right side. Or perhaps do some of them that way, and some of them not that way. And I might be able to then highlight the 9 in the middle that way. So this is just the basic page that represents the thought of contrast stitching. And I just wanted to start there. I want to do a series because I've been thinking about story. It really is a series in a way. A series of events or thoughts or whatever chained together. So I'm going to stop here on this one and just sort of jot down a few extra thoughts that I might be able to do, taking this technique a little bit further. I have also done experiments with not using the contrast against the contrast. So I could come in here and make some of these seams white and have them fade in to the original patchwork. And I've done a little work with that. But again, just the contrast seaming in patchwork and how it accentuates the seam line and actually is, in a way, a kind of drawing. And so with changing the thickness of the thread, also I could add shading, I think. Just looking at the two together now, as obvious it is on this side, it's actually quite a subtle change on this side, because the seam line itself also has a shadow. Creates the line as well. So it's just an interesting thing. I thought about it before. There's nothing wrong with thinking about it again, I don't think. It clarifies the seam line. It makes it clearer. Makes the technique clearer as well. Emphasizes it.